known as a giant Wētā. And this lovely little lady is the largest insect in all of Aotearoa, and she is potentially the heaviest insect in the entire world. Now, in order to be the heaviest insect, she would have to meet a couple of criteria. First of all, she's already met it, she would have to be a lovely lady. And we've already got a lady here on my hand. How do we know that she is a lovely lady? Well, for one, she's heavier than the boys are, but also on the back of her body, she's got a little, looks like a stinger, a little stinger-looking device. But it is not a stinger. What it is an ovipositor, and its whole purpose in life is to be pushed down into the soil, and she will lay her eggs through that and into the ground. So it looks like a big old stinger, but it is just to help her have her babies. So she would have to be a female. Secondly, she would have to be gravid. She would have to be pregnant with eggs, and there would have to be quite a few eggs in her as well. But if she met all of those requirements, she could well exceed over 70 grams, which is a very impressive number for an insect. Now, just like the tuatara or wetapunga are endemic to New Zealand, you can only find them here and nowhere else in the world. And for thousands of years, they have actually been performing a really important role in our ecosystems. You see, wetapunga, they eat leaves, really fresh green leaves. And when that comes out the other end, as it does with all things, it is an incredibly nutrient-rich nugget of fertilizer, which then falls down to the forest floor and fertilizes the soil, which helps our plants, which helps our insects and our birds and our reptiles, and it helps our whole forest's ecosystem. So despite being very small, they have a huge role to play in helping out the niches that they live in. But just like the tuatara, when mammals started arriving in the country, their numbers drastically plummeted, and probably not for the reason that you would think. You see, mammals have an incredible sense of smell. And our little lady here, well, she's a little bit stinky. She has a very earthy, musky scent that mammals are able to find even in her best hiding places. And unfortunately, at one point in time, we thought that we had completely lost the wetapunga. However, in about 2010, we found a very small number living on an offshore island. And so, here at the zoo, we joined a program to try and boost their numbers back to something more sustainable. So, what we did was we took about 16 individuals, about 8 males and 8 females, into captivity, and we hoped that they would start breeding. And they really bred. There was a lot of babies. And so, we started releasing some of those babies onto predator-free offshore islands. And then they had babies. And the babies at the zoo had babies, and the babies on the island had babies. And since 2012, we have released over 7,000 wetapunga onto offshore islands and predator-free reserves. And the ones that we have released have had multiple successful generations. So just like with the tuatara, what we need to do is create more predator-free spaces on the mainland. And if we can do so, at some point in the very near future, hopefully, we'll be able to start releasing these beautiful little bugs onto some onshore reserves as well. And what does that mean for you? Well, you might just need to check your gumboots a little bit more thoroughly. Now, I would like to say a huge thank you guys for coming on out to the zoo today. Just by coming in, a portion of your entrance fee goes towards our conservation fund. So you are helping us not only look after the animals here at the zoo, but you are helping us with projects in the wild, you are helping us put wetapunga back out, incubate kiwi eggs, and you are helping us to fund projects internationally as well. So a huge thank you guys for coming on out today. Now we're going to hang out for another couple of minutes with our lovely friends here. If you would like to come and say hello, you are more than welcome to. Otherwise, we will go ahead and open up the door just to your left over there, and I wish you all a fantastic rest of your day. Thank you.